Hey everyone, and welcome back. Welcome if you are new here. This is the continuation of the Idaho 4 series of readings, and today I'm looking at the energies of somebody called Jackson Schneider. This is very confusing, guys, because I did a reading on someone called Jake Schreiger, and now I'm doing a reading on someone called Jackson Schneider. So I'm going to have to keep a check on myself here that I don't accidentally slip into a reading for Jake. I won't, I'm joking. But anyway, this guy, this Jackson Schneider, there's someone at my door. Sorry guys, you probably wouldn't have noticed anything, but yeah, I just had to answer the door. Ow. Yes, Jackson Schneider, keep that in my head, Jackson Schneider is Nick Mowitche's son, and allegedly he lived near 1122 King Road, and it was actually Jackson Schneider's apartment that had all the blood, not Jack Showalter. Now that's not been confirmed, it's just been speculated by other creators. It was actually J. Embry Pavarotti that has said or done his deep dives and research and said that it can't be Jack Showalter, it has to be this guy. Which means that there's a link here somewhere. He's involved in some way, even if he was only the person that was, you know, he was allowing his dad to use his house as a safe haven. I don't know. Because we still don't know. Even though I did that reading on Nick, and to me it looked like he was potentially a perpetrator, but I still don't know if he was defending himself or if he was actually, I don't know, I'm confusing myself because of the comments I've been getting and it's made me think. But anyway, we're going to do a reading on him because it's important. Before I started this, I've just done a huge cleanse of my house, which took half an hour, which I haven't done for a while. I usually just burn a bit of white sage, which I do on a regular basis, but this time I went round with Palo Santo. And I have got my whole, sorry, not my whole spirit team here, but I've got 80% of them. So this should be a good reading, guys. It should be a good reading. So we're starting as always with the Clarifying Life Situations deck. I need to get my breath back. This is a psychic reading. I use oracle cards and tarot cards, and occasionally I get messages from spirit. I interpret these messages in my own way, and you may interpret them in your own way. Nothing I claim in this video do I state to be factual. It is for entertainment purposes only, and is open to interpretation and your own opinion, which you have a right to. So let's get going. Jackson Schneider. Again, I know very little, I know nothing about him apart from the fact that he's Nick Mowitche's son. I don't know if he's at the same university, if he's friends with anyone. I don't know. We'll find out. So we've got 3 cards. First card, clear mind. Sweep away any doubts that you have and know that you are right. Carried away. Let yourself be caught up in the whirlwind of a romantic moment. was he involved with then? It feels like he was having a romantic liaison, or maybe he was involved with someone in a romantic way, someone that must have something to do with something. Clear mind. Clear mind to me means that he wasn't on anything, or he was, I'm not saying he was someone that abstained completely from narcotics, but he may be someone that had a very clear mind at the time. One of the very few people that night. And it says this one is just go with it. Embrace spontaneity and trust the journey. Remaining open to unexpected twists and turns along the way. I mean, at the end of the day, he lost his dad that night. Well, not that night, but a few days later. Just go with it. Embrace spontaneity and trust the journey. Remaining open to unexpected twists and turns along the way. It's almost like that's the energy, perhaps, of that night, is that something was happening and his father was just saying, you just have to trust me, son. You just have to trust me. Listen to what I say, do what I say, and everything will be fine. So the next deck we move on to is the Path of Shadows. Tell you something that was a little bit spooky earlier when I was cleansing the house. I got to the upstairs, and you sort of have to make sure you do all four corners of the house. That's most important. You sage or you cleanse four corners of the house. And I was in my room, my bedroom, and I was cleansing and, God, not chanting, but saying what I have to say kind of thing, to rid the house of any unwanted energy. And as I'm doing it, I just hear this really clear knock on the door downstairs. And I just thought, oh, I thought that was Amazon, because that's what I've been waiting for. And literally it takes me 5 seconds to get from my bedroom down to the front door. Open the door, no one's there. No one's there. I looked out the gate just to see if he'd sort of done the usual dump and run. No car, no van, no sign of anyone. And that's a spirit being kicked out and knocking to get back in. But it's fine. The house is cleansed. It is clear. How weird is that? Oh, there's George. I think maybe he's possessed. No, he's not, bless him. He's coming down with Larry. Honestly, Larry, problem child Larry is. Cannot get him to sleep for the life of him. Bless him. Stressed out parent, listen to him. Right, okay. Path of Shadows. Let's get real, let's get serious. It's not funny. Dagger. And it says, oh God, dagger. It says action, bravery, determination. And the boogeyman. I mean, this doesn't mean he's, I mean, either he or his father were a perpetrator. It could be that they were protecting themselves. I don't know. They were defending themselves. It could be. I need to think back to that reading now, and what did I can't even remember what I saw or what I picked up about Nick. And it says, Boogeyman, as life unfolds and shakes. Oh, Lordy. Are you kidding me? And shakes. I'm going to have to get my glasses, guys. Right, let's see if that helps. So, as life unfolds and shadows and shadow overpowers light, will my innocence be left untouched? So there's a child in that picture. There's a child, I don't know if you can see, being like yeah, there's this dark shadow looming over the child. That actually on the camera looks like horns here, but it's not. It's just the shadow of someone's top of someone's head, which is weird. As life unfolds and shadow overpowers light, will my innocence be left untouched? Maybe, you know, as far as Jackson is concerned, he did grow up in a his innocence may have been compromised, and I don't mean in a sexual way at all. I just mean that maybe just his father's lifestyle or his family's lifestyle just meant that there was no avoiding the energy that he grew up in, or the things that he saw, or the things, I don't know, but yeah, and obviously we've got dagger, which does allude to because the words that come with that dagger are action, bravery and determination. So it's more like a protection and defense than anything else. But let's see, you know, maybe Jackson was trying to protect his father as well. Maybe he got involved to try and protect his father. I don't know. Or maybe he vowed to get revenge, or I don't know what this is. So the next deck is the Black Rose Oracle. Two cards have come out. Extreme and drama. Extreme drama. Extreme harshness, cutting off, erratic decisions. Drama, creating problems, thirsty for attention, overreacting, and drama queen. I mean, that only kind of describes one person as far as I'm concerned. What's this about? So I'm assuming that Jackson does know people, and he seems to know, I have to say it, he seems to know Dylan, I don't know who else this could be alluding to being. But some action was taken that was way too extreme. Not about Dylan. Why am I still shuffling that deck? Okay. So next deck is the Revelation Oracle. Assignment and numb. Assignment. So this is not, I don't think it's about Jackson having an assignment. This is about Nick, his father, having an assignment from, you know, I've heard that he was a member of the AK, and maybe that his assignment came from them. And the numb is probably how Jackson felt after he passed. Sorry, this is one of those images I could stare at for a long time because I know I'm going to see things. So I might do that later. So next I'm going to one of the vocab decks. I don't feel like it was planned at all. If it did end up at his son's apartment, it wasn't a planned thing. It was an emergency. You know, he had to resort to it because of an emergency, probably an injury or something, I don't know. One of the videos, I definitely got the sense that someone had been stabbed in the stomach. And I wonder if that was him after all. I don't know what injuries he sustained, but I definitely got the feeling that someone was stabbed in the stomach. So, 2 cards. I don't know why I don't feel bad about this guy. It's weird. It's like it's such a weird feeling to know that he could possibly have been one of the perpetrators, but I feel no ill will towards him. But why do I feel like that? I don't understand. So I've got this card as Martyr. I wonder if he, right, since he realised, I mean, he would have been given an address and a name or more than one name. And then when he got there and realised exactly what he was being expected to do, he thought, I can't, there's no way I'm going to do this. I'm not doing this. So he literally fell on his sword. I mean, not literally, but the only way he could get out of it was by letting someone, oh, crikey, maybe that nobody attacked him. Maybe he did this to himself to make it look like someone attacked him. I don't know, it's weird. It's like, I don't get a terrible vibe from him. And this card, Martyr, someone who was killed for a belief. Thomas More became a martyr after refusing to acknowledge Henry VIII's supremacy over religious affairs in England. The other word is fervour, which is deep commitment. Successionist fervour. Successionist. I've never heard of that. Fervour after Lincoln's election was strongest in South Carolina. Secessionist. Secessionist. As in cessation. I'm sorry, it's doing my head in. Histrionic and panoply. It's all these words I've never heard of before, and I won the English prize at my school before I left, even though I was meant to be learning Spanish. So histrionic is overly dramatic. There we go again. The histrionic behaviour of a demagogue's acolytes should not be mistaken for popular support, and panoply, an impressive assembly. The panoply of warships at Queen Victoria's Royal Review in 1897 was stunning. An overly dramatic, impressive assembly. I don't know what that's about. The histrionic behaviour of demagogues, acolytes should not be mistaken for popular support. It's like something that was made to look like it was like a spontaneous display of support for something or someone that wasn't real. I don't know. So I've got these cards next. The Babel image cards, because apparently Spirit wants me to use them tonight. So I just love shuffling them. They're so much fun. Sorry guys, they're too big to actually shuffle. This is the first one. So I was just looking to see if there was a number on the top of that window. And I can't see one. It looks like a 0, but then it doesn't look like anything. Obviously there's a cat there. So it looks like that stick at the bottom could be a catapult. Possibly. It looks very dingy and dirty and old-fashioned. Doesn't look like a family live there. Cat's on the outside looking in. Gosh, there's some shadows in the window. I can see what looks like a couple. It looks more like a younger woman dancing with an older man, like an elderly father kind of energy. But he looks very frail. Oh my goodness, it's going to be one of those because I'm seeing the image change. So again, this is a picture I'm going to have to come back to because I know I meant to see things in that. The next one, we've got that one before, so I just want to change it up because I don't want to keep getting the same cards. That's what I mean about not being able to shuffle them properly. Just so you know, it's that one, we've had it before. Even though that does depict father and son, so I am going to leave it out because that is just showing me that this is about a father and son again. And let's pull another one. Okay, so we've got this one, which is the baby lambs. Again, which is something to do with farming life. But what is this a clue towards? The lambs look like they're desperate to get out. They're not afraid. They're not afraid of the people. But they... Why is that girl's face? So you've got a man. Oh my God, these cards. You've got a man, this looks like a family. So you've got an older man who's leaning over the fence, I'll show you. Then you've got what looks like, oh goodness. The more I look, the more children I see. But in front of him, there's a lot of children. Okay, so this is what I'm seeing. So you see, you see this man, okay? And then all along here are children. See, when you keep looking, you'll see more children. But there's something weird about this child here. I'm going to leave it on the camera so you can sort of zoom in and do what you have to do. She's got, why is her face painted red? And there's also someone lurking in the background here, over his shoulder here. And I'm like, what's he up to? But this, look how many sheep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I've always said there's 5. And what's this? Lambs to the slaughter. This represents something. This is like the person in charge and all his minions. Who's this? Red-faced devil. I don't know. And who is this? Lurking in the background. It's fascinating. So, these cards are meant for my undivided attention, I think. Which, if I get time, I'm definitely gonna keep them. I'm gonna use them for a bookmark so that I'm forced into looking at them every time I pick up my book. So let's get into the tarot. Okay. That one. So, clear mind. Clarified by the 5 of Swords. And the Lovers. So here's a reference again to him being in a relationship or being caught up in a whirlwind romance. But the 5 of Swords is conflict. But it is also symbolic of the 5, again, 5 people. I mean, you could say that Nick was one of them. But there's also conflict here. Jackson Schneider and someone that he was in a relationship with, or maybe it was something that was really new, I don't know. Because, for example, if it was Dylan, I thought Dylan was seeing Quinn. Is that his first name or surname? I don't know. My head's a mess. So if it's her, then she was two-timing him. Was it someone else? We never hear about Bethany. I mean, obviously, the reading I did, which showed that she might have had a fling with Jack D, but we haven't heard anything about Bethany in the relationship she might have been in. Was he dabbling with a bit of Bethany? Maybe. Because she's the only one that, you know, if they're all behaving themselves, that it could have been. So carried away, the Wheel of Fortune, the Hierophant. Bethany is so, or Bethany's family have got some kind of like huge wall of protection. I don't know what the links are, whether it, because it's like law enforcement won't touch them, the lawyers won't touch them, the university won't touch them. It's like, leave them well alone. Whatever's happening, you do not need to, just, they're not here, you know. It's like, and that includes Bethany. That carried away as well is something about literally the act of carrying someone away. I'm almost feeling like trying to rescue one of them. Oh my God. I'm so sorry if this is like doing a complete 180 on the reading I did for Nick. But I'm almost getting him trying to rescue one of the girls. From somewhere. I wonder if it was Xana. He didn't make it. He got caught. Which was the end of him. So it wasn't one of the four that injured him. It was one of the perpetrators that were, you know, he was meant to be one of the perpetrators. But one of the perps caught him trying to rescue Xana, or they were injured. Whoever they were injured. And that was it. He was attacked and then he had to flee. Without, if it was Xana, whoever it was. At which point, if it was Xana, Xana was then taken. To Ethan. So we've got just go with it. Jackson still feels more about Nick than Jackson, but then if Nick had more going on than Jackson, or if all Jackson was doing was sitting in his place waiting, not waiting because it feels very spontaneous, but just go with it. Embrace spontaneity and trust the journey, remaining open to unexpected twists and turns along the way. So that again makes me feel like his father would have said to him, look, I just need you to be on standby just in case. Not saying anything's going to happen, but, you know, I think there was a very much an openness within the family about what happened, about their involvement, about their affiliations and associations. So it wasn't like all undercover and secret and pretending that, you know, that Dad was somewhere and actually he was somewhere else. It's kind of like it was very transparent within. So his son would have known, listen, I've been given an assignment. I just need you to be on standby just in case. No, nothing to worry about, but just in case, because you are so close. And sure enough, and that is strength, comes in with strength. So yeah, this was like a test of his son's strength, of Jackson's strength, his emotional strength, his spiritual strength, his physical strength. God, it'd be interesting to find out if I mean, presumably, if he'd rescued or tried to rescue Xana's blood would have been in his flat as well, which hasn't been, unless it's part of the, maybe it's part that's not been unsealed yet. I don't know. So I'm assuming she wasn't taken to Jackson's flat. Where's she put in a car? Is it a car? Boogeyman. There's the boogeyman. Boogeyman came, caught Nick what he was doing, attacked Nick, and captured Xana again. And this is clarified by the 9 of Pentacles. And the Chariot. Yeah, this is literally about him making his getaway. It's Nick's getaway. The Chariot's the car. 9 of Pentacles is he had no choice. He had to flee alone. And hide. It's like he had to hide because he knew that it wasn't over. That was, he'd been caught, he'd been found out. That was an absolute, you know, the ultimate sign of disrespect and disloyalty. He knew that his number was up, whatever happened. Dagger, which is clarified by the Star. Which is just the card of hope, which is really quite sad. It's like he had... It could be Nick's hope that he would survive it, that he would elude them, you know, or it could be his son's hope that his dad would make it. And then we had the extreme harshness, getting off erratic decisions, cutting off, sorry, erratic decisions, clarified by the Knight of Wands. So it's like some sort of decision had to be made from that point onwards. About Jackson. Jackson had to make a difficult decision. I just don't know what it is. This could also indicate that he went to his father at some point. He rushed to his rescue to try and help him. And his father was just like, get away from me, get away from me. You know, you cannot be seen to be anywhere near me. They would have had tabs on his son. They would have been watching his son like a hawk because they knew that wherever his son went is very likely to lead them to him. I wonder if that's what happened, even though it's been stated he died from his injuries that were sustained in a car accident. How do we know that someone didn't find him and literally finish him off? And then we've got drama, which is a really random card to come in because it feels a bit Dylan-esque. Clarified by the 9 of Cups reversed. Emotional emptiness. Lack of emotional fulfillment. Who was he seeing? Is this about Bethany then? Is this actually about Bethany? it's interesting because maybe Bethany didn't actually know who she was, if she was dating, Jackson. It's almost as if she had no clue who she was dating. She had no clue that she was dating the son of a man that was meant to have been responsible for the death of her housemates. So he's like watching her play out this whole narrative, and he knows everything she's saying is so full of shit because he knows the truth. Does that make sense? It's ironic. Page of Cups reversed. This is, oh God. And this is about Xana. This is about the loss of Xana. It's almost like, because the last thing Nick would have known is that Xana was still alive when he fled. And he wanted to know, because I think he probably knew his time was running out. He just wanted to know, did she make it? And I don't know, again, did his son physically go to him? Possibly. And his, you know, Jackson had to tell his dad, no, she didn't make it. God, that must have been awful. If that's what's happened here. So now we've got assignment. Clarified by 9 of Wands. He was determined. This is about Nick being determined. What was he determined about? 7 of Pentacles reversed. Don't think, just act. It's like, I cannot think about this, I have to just do it. It's like his every fibre of his being was telling him to do the opposite of what he was meant to do. It's like that, was it Sleeping Beauty? Where the wicked witch sends someone into the woods to kill Sleeping Beauty. It's either Sleeping Beauty or Snow White. I think it's Sleeping Beauty. And he can't do it, so he basically gives her a potion that makes her sleep for however long, 70 years. Oh, it sounds nice. I shouldn't say that, but yeah, it's almost like that. It's that kind of thing. Except it didn't quite work out that way for him, unfortunately. So then we've got the Martyr card, and sorry, Martyr, Fervour, Histrionic, and Panoply. Clarified by Temperance. We get that card a lot lately. Temperance. What is Xana? Not Xana. What is Dylan? Actually, I wonder what Dylan and Bethany's birth signs are, because I keep getting a Sagittarius. But Temperance is also getting the mix right, getting the balance right. It's about alchemy. And then we've got the 2 of Wands. Good God. Sorry, I just said good God, because the man in this card really looks like one of my spirit guides. Like, it literally is like almost a spitting image of him. God, it's almost like, as far as Jackson's concerned, I feel like he's doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes that no one knows about. He's probably following this case very closely because he's hoping that this will all fire up again, because he wants this to be exposed. Because I presume he's not an AK member, so therefore he can, you know, it's like he can talk about his father because his father's passed. He's not been disloyal to anyone. Bless him. And then we've got numb. This card I've got to save as well, because it's one of those I'm going to be staring at for a long time to see all the different pictures and images. Like here, here I see, at first I saw a dog, and now I'm seeing a person. It's a person. And then I can see someone else over here. Yeah. Yeah, so this numb. Two of Swords reversed. Three of Cups. So it feels like Nick was stabbed twice. Three of Cups. Definitely something here about Dylan and Bethany, and it is, I think Bethany's, it's meant to be Bethany, and I don't know if this is just about Dylan and Bethany that night, because I don't get the feeling that those two are great friends, that they spend, you know, they spend time together socialising. The only reason they have done is because they live in that house, but they wouldn't, they're not, I don't feel like they're any. They might have formed some kind of bond. I very much doubt it because of what happened. Because it, this is something to do with Dylan and Bethany that night. And I don't know if it's Dylan and Bethany that night before all this kicked off, because they look very happy and party. They're in party mode, okay? So I doubt they're going to be like that straight afterwards, because that wouldn't have been a good move, would it? But there's something here about, you know, again, I'd just like to know if Jackson had any association with Bethany. don't understand why I'm being given that card with the 2 knife wounds on his father. Or 2 fatal knife wounds, I should say. It could also indicate 2 people that attacked him, not just one. So yeah, guys, that was a really interesting reading, and quite, even though it's really sad, it's nice to not do a reading that was just full of darkness. Look what happens when I cleanse the house. Like, yeah. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Let me leave some comments. I know you will. And no doubt I'll be back for another reading tomorrow, because I just will. It's getting interesting, isn't it? It really is getting interesting. It's like I'm probably going to sit now and look at those cards and I won't even feel the time passing. But yeah. Anyway, I love you all, and I will see you next time. Don't forget, if you want to book a reading or if you want to email me, you can email me revelationtarotgb@gmail.com, or you can book a reading just by using the link in the description below. And the link to join as a member is also in the description below. So thank you guys, as always. Thank you for your love, your support, your encouragement and your engagement that I return to you tenfold. I'll see you next time. Enjoy the journey.